Guys, this is Chloe here. I am doing a video on how to be an Uber and Lyft driver. I have 10 hacks here about how to go about doing that. Let's get started. Okay, so you'll need the right car. So a right car would be something that is newer. Uber has a restriction on the year that the car is the limits on how old the car can be. So you want to check that out on uber.partners.com. So a car that would be really good for a Lyft or Uber job is something like a Toyota Prius, which is what I have and has served me well with the amount of gas mileage I get and not having to spend loads of money on gas. So that's the first hack, is to buy a car that is ready to go for the adventures that you're going to have on your Uber and your Lyft trips, because you're going to put a lot of miles on your car, so be prepared. The second hack is sign up for Uber or Lyft. So all you have to do is go to Google, look up Uber Partners or Lyft, and usually it's the first thing on there that says official website for Uber or official website for Lyft. So that's pretty easy to get into. All you have to do for Uber and Lyft is fill out your information. There's definitely more steps to the Uber app than there are to the Lyft app, because Uber, they have to have your social security number, do a background check on you. You have to get your car checked out for both sites. So you would have to go to a mechanic and get everything inspected. It's called an inspection. So you'll have to get everything inspected and make sure that everything passes. For my first inspection for Uber, I had to get a couple of things done, like change a light bulb, or something else was out on my car. So usually it's not expensive. It's like I think that one was free because I was told on Uber that it was free, so the person honored it, but I did have to pay for replacing bulbs and things that were going wrong with my car. So it's pretty easy to sign up as long as you have a clean record, you're over 21. It might be 18, it depends on your state, so you want to check out that restriction on you. If you're 18 and you really want to do it, then I would totally suggest to go out and look and do your research about the age limits in your area for Uber or Lyft. So have a valid driver's license, insurance, registration, obviously. It only takes a couple of days to process. If everything is cleared, then you should be able to get into starting your driving job as soon as possible. So it's pretty simple there. 3, customer service. When you are starting to drive, it might be a little awkward at first because you're not used to it, but here are some questions to ask, like your customer, if they're willing to talk to you. Just be like, hi, how are you? How's your day going? They usually answer and they ask you back. You only want to speak as much as the customer is willing to speak. Like, don't keep probing them to speak, like talk to you and stuff. That might be a sign of, you're prying, and they might give you bad ratings for that. But if they want to speak, then totally, by all means, they're a person too, so they have like things to say and everything. So that's awesome. And you can find out so much information just by having different people come into your car and your life space and talk to them. So that's definitely a thing that is a good bonus to this job. By the way, I've been an Uber and Lyft driver for the past year, so I guess that gives me a little bit of credibility on what I'm even saying in this video. 4, maintenance. Maintenance on your car. Be prepared to go into and get an oil change at least once a month, because that's how much you'll be driving. You're not only driving the person from point A to B, you're driving to the person, you're dropping them off, and you're driving to your next destination of the person that is going to be in your car next. So that's kind of like those rides times 3. So be prepared to put a whole bunch of miles on your car, and to get oil changes frequently. With my oil changes, I've been able to get a few free oil changes through my dealership because I bought my car new there. Toyota Town is great about doing that, honoring their customers with oil changes, free oil changes, and car washes if they have an associated car wash nearby. Another thing with maintenance is you can sign up for an Uber credit card, which is not really a credit card in a sense that you're going to be paying for it later on. It actually tacks on your gas to the amount of money you're making. So say you spend $20 on gas and then you make $50 that day or something. So really you're getting $30 out of that $50 because you spent the money on gas. So, and also a good thing about that card is it gives you discounts every gallon you buy, so it'll take off a few cents every gallon, so it's not that big of a difference, but it does help. Every cent counts, like every cent helps. Number 5. Okay, so how much you will make versus how much you will spend. It's still pretty worth the hassle of being a driver, because you don't always get like little short drives. You get long drives here and there. So like maybe you'll get a few hour drives or a few 30-minute drives within the week that you work, depending on how much you work. Maybe if you want to be a full-time, it'll be more long drives. If it's part-time, then less long drives. But the cost of gas, if you are using a Prius, it's not that much. You're maybe spending $40 a week if you're part-time and more if you're full-time. So and you're making, this information is already online for you to see, but you're making 75 cents a mile once the person's in your car when you're driving, and 12 cents per minute. So it averages out to be $1 a mile, because, you know, not every mile takes 1 minute. It takes a little bit more than 1 minute. So it averages out to be like $1 a mile. So, and there's 50, I'm trying to do all the math in my head, but there's 50 miles per gallon usually when you have a Prius. So 50, I don't know. You get the idea. It's like, it's pretty worth it. Yeah. So that's like the biggest information that I wanted to know once I started driving, is how much will I even make? And beware, you will have to give up that 25% of your commission, because they take out 25% of your fare when the minute that you get it. So it's already deducted in your fare. And Lyft, I'm not sure. I haven't figured it out, like why it does this thing, like it clumps up the sums and you can't really tell like what's going on and what's going where. You just have to like research it on the internet to figure it out. I still haven't really figured it out, but I know pretty well about Uber because it tells you each step of where your money is going exactly. It's worth it because it's like a minimum wage or a higher job. Depends on the week, that if you have a good week or you have a bad week, whatever. And it also depends on how much you drive. So yeah, it's worth it. Taxes, I've already started to file my Uber taxes, and it's turning out to be pretty even. I'm not having to pay in because of all of the expenses. So the expenses you do, like gas, oil changes, maintenance on your car, food that you eat while you're on the road, those are all deductibles. So don't forget to collect all your receipts. Averaging out isn't really safe because you aren't providing proof if you get audited. So just save up all of your receipts that you have for gas or food, oil changes, anything, and you are safer that way. Is it worth it? Yes, I think I answered your question, but it's the sixth question or hack that I have on my list here. It's worth it because you get to meet lots of different people, and it's fun if you like driving. It pays the amount that a minimum wage person would get, but it is more of a side job because it's not super challenging. So just kind of like, it's more of a like for fun job. The seventh thing that you will learn when you drive Uber is you are going to learn all about the towns, not only your town, but towns around everywhere, because the towns around your towns, because you drive literally everywhere. Like, you don't know where the person's going to go until they get into your car and you are starting the trip, and then it tells you where you're going to go. So you could go next town over, you could go like 10 towns over, you could go into the same town. It doesn't, it's really, really good for understanding like what's around you, and really where you could be going, like for fun. So you learn a lot about towns around you. Number 8 is you meet lots of different people. And one concern is like, do you meet people that are like scary or anything like that? And it's like, yeah, you do, but also you meet people that are really nice majority of the time. So yeah, you meet new people. So you expand your circle of friends, or your idea of what people are like in towns near you or in your town. So number 9 is you are going to be able to network. So usually what comes up into a conversation is, hey, what do you do? Like, do you do anything other than this? Like, they ask me and I go, yeah, I'm a student, or yeah, I do this, or whatever. And then I can also ask them, hey, what do you do? And they say, oh, I do this. And I say, well, I kind of like that idea of like, you know, like I had a person who was a manager of a tutoring thing, and I was like, yeah, I'm into like teaching. So it's a good idea to, if you're looking to expand your horizons to more different jobs, it's a good idea to ask people, hey, what do you do? Like, and if they're in your town, that's even better because they're close by, and you know their work is usually close by. So you can just put yourself in a position of, hey, I know this person, so I could possibly get a job doing in that field that they're in. So no, it's great for networking. Number 10, staying safe. Okay, so staying safe is you always want to have something on you just in case. So what I have is I have pepper spray on me, and before I even like let the person in my car, I see who it is before I unlock the doors. So if if you have a bad feeling, that's the first sign of like you're probably not safe. If you have a bad feeling in your gut that you aren't safe, then just don't be afraid to just drive away, and maybe they'll call or whatever, but you can say, no, I'm not going to take this call, try to find another Uber or whatever. I did have one instance where I had to I had a person in my backseat and I had to pull over and get inside a subway or like a building that other people were in, and I had to like ask them to call security. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're comfortable with the person before you drive off into like areas that there's nothing there. So yeah, safety is a big concern, because like especially if you're a girl, because a lot could happen to you. But I mean, they're doing you a service, you're doing them a service. So usually it's more about business than it is about them trying to harm you, is how I feel. So yeah. Alright, so I hope you liked this 10 hacks of how to be an Uber or Lyft driver. My goal for this month is to get up to 10 subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button and like this video if you liked it or you learned anything that you didn't know before. I post new videos every week, so be sure to come back and watch those if you can. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.